Dear learners, today we will learn some practical class, library classification. We will discuss 800 literature class and we will construct our class number based on Dewey Decimal Classification 23rd edition lesson 2. In a library, huge amount of literature documents are collected and the class number for these documents to be made perfectly so as to organize the documents in our library. So we will first find what are the different components or facets or ideas appeared in the title. Thereafter we will analyze and collect the number from Dewey Decimal Classification and finally prepare the class number. So now see the class, the problem 1, that collection of English literature. Here no particular form is given. That means different form may be appeared in this document. So literature, language and collection, 3 important facets are there. Now we will analyze. First we will divide the subject accordingly. The concepts appear there. So basic class is 800, it is literature. Then 820, English literature. After that you will see 820.1-.9 means collection or criticism of more than one forms. Under this we will see add to base number 820 the number following -0 in notation 01 to 09 from table 3b. So we have to go to table 3b. Then we will see there that 08 mean for classification of literature in more than one form. We have to write in such a where we find -08 is equal collection of literature in more than one form. Then according to this instruction we have to add only 8 because following 0 means 0 will be eliminated. So 8 will be kept. So 820 English literature plus only 8 will appear as per this instruction. So 820 plus 8 means collection of English literature. So therefore again we have to write class number equal 820.8. Next example, criticism of English literature. Here you will see that no form is mentioned. That means 3 components are there. One is literature. Literature belongs to English language and the criticism. Author presented the matter in a criticism form, critical appraisal form. So 3 things are there: literature, language and criticism. 3 concepts are there. So we will analyze accordingly. Basic subject and division will be kept in one column and the concept appear for corresponding notation to be kept in another column. First 800 mean for literature, 820 mean for English literature, 820.1-.9 mean for collection and criticism of more than one form. But we need only collection over here. So we have to see the add note. Add to base number 820. Here 820 is the base number. The number following 0 means after 0. We have to add the number after 0. Where we will find that? That means in notation 01-09 from table 3b. So we will go to table 3b. There we will search and we will find that it is criticism. So we will write where we will find -09 meant for criticism of work in more than one form. But as per instruction, the 0 will be eliminated. So 9 is being left. So this 9 to be added with 820. Accordingly, again you have to write in a number, that is 800 literature, 820 English literature, 820.1-.9 collection and criticism of more than one literature. Similarly, we have to select the particular criticism number by adding 9. So 820 plus 9 is equal to criticism English literature. So finally we will write class number equal 820.9. Next we will prepare a class number for particular problem. Collection of English poetry. Here important, collection of English poetry. Here literature is implicit. So it belongs to the subject 800 literature because it is English poetry and its collection is there. So the facets will appear as literature, then language English, then form is poetry and its collection. So 4 components are there. So accordingly we will analyze the total concept as 800 literature, 820 English literature, 820 plus -1 poetry, that is table 3b, English literature, poetry of English literature. Then 820 plus -1008, that are directly given, -1008 collection of poetry from table 3b. We have obtained the number from table 3b. Total component, collection, then poetry, then English, then literature. So collection of poetry, English literature, that is the concepts. Now the class number would be 821.008. This one will move forward one step. So we will obtain 821. 3 full digit number 821. 1 is added with 0. Then another example, simply criticism of English poetry. So here 4 components are there: literature, language, form and criticism. 4 components are there: poetry, English, criticism. And behind this concept literature is there. So literature, language, form and criticism. And before that, here it was literature, language, form, collection. Here literature, language, form, criticism. So 800 mean for literature, 820 mean for English literature, and 820.1, that means 820 adding 1 we will find, that is 821. Now criticism is given as 820.-1008, criticism of poetry from table 3b. So the class number would be 821.009. Next example, collection of English romantic poetry. Collection of English romantic poetry. Here the components are literature, language, form, collection and special features. So 800 mean for literature, 820 mean for English literature, then 820 plus -1, this is poetry taken from table 3b. That means totally it is poetry of English literature. But we again want the collection. So we have to search again. If we search the poetry, then we will see 820 plus -1008 collection of literary text, collection of poetry. Here again we will see that 820 plus -1008 01 1000809. Criticism of literary text displaying specific features. Displaying another instruction is given. So add to base number 10080 notation 1 to 9 from table 3C. If we open the table 3C, we will find where 145 mean for romanticism. Collection of English romantic poetry. There is a poetry displaying specific feature. Here one thing is that 820 English literature, with this dash 1 to be added as poetry. Then with this one we have to add 008 as per schedule, and accordingly it is given, ready-made number is totally given dash 1008, and under this there is a add note. From add note it is given that add to base number 80080 this total number. With this total number, a number to be added from table 3C, that we will obtain from 1 to 9, where we find that dash 145 mean for romanticism. So this romanticism would be added with dash 10080 notation. So we will again write 820, that mean for English literature. With this we will add the number dash 10080. With this number poetry is there and collection is there. Poetry and collection is totally added. So 10080. And according to instruction, we have to add the particular number that we will obtain from table 3C from the range number 1 to 9. So within 1 to 9 we will see the number 145, extended of dash 1. So here this dash 184 would be added to this. So class number would be 821.008.0145. It is interesting to note that in case of particular form of language, that means English poetry, French poetry, German poetry, in such a way, that means literature, language and form plus 008 for collection will appear, and after 8 0 would be there as per instruction, 0 would be there. Then we have to add the romanticism or any aspect displaying specific feature notation. Here romanticism is the specific feature displaying matter. So displaying pattern romanticism number is 145. So 154 to be added with 10080. So we get the class number. So the number will be as for collection of English romantic poetry, we will have to find the number as first 8 mean for literature, 2 mean for English, 1 mean for poetry, 008 for collection, then extra 0 will be there, then 145 or any number that represents the special feature will be added. So therefore that is the facet formula: literature, language, form. Then collection 008, collection 008, then special feature, a 0 would be there, then special feature to be placed. After 8 a 0 will appear, then special feature to be added. Then another example, criticism of English romantic poetry. In the earlier example it was collection and now it is criticism. So similar things, almost similar number will appear, but the facet formula will be as literature, language, form, criticism, then specific feature. So we will divide accordingly in 2 columns. Under first column the basic subject and division, and the right column it is concepts appear. So 800 literature, then it is a English literature, so 820 English literature. Again we will add dash 1 poetry from table 3B. that is the form number. Form number will be obtained from table 3b. Dash 1, dash 2, dash 3, dash 4, dash 5. In such a way number are there. Particular number to be taken. Here poetry is given. So dash 1 mean for poetry. So we have pointed over dash 1. Now extended number you see 820 plus dash 1009 12100099. Criticism of poetry displaying specific feature taken from table 3b. Under this one add note is there. Add to base number dash 1009 notation 1 to 9, the notation 1 to 9 from table 3c. Similarly, we have to go to table 3c. There we have to search the romanticism number and we will find dash 145. So this dash 145 to be added with dash 1009, but after 9 there is no 0. But in case of collection there was a 10080. After 8 there was a 0 in case of collection, but in case of criticism there is no 0 after 9. That is the most important factor to be kept in mind. So here when we will add 820 plus dash 1009 plus dash 145. So we will have romanticism, criticism, poetry, English literature. So class number would be 821.009145. When it is the collection of English romantic poetry, then here the number will be 8 for collection, and there the 0 is there, then 145 appearing. But in case of criticism, almost similar. The difference is collection and criticism. So for criticism 009 will appear, otherwise before the number same 821.009, but after 9 there would be no 0. So with 9 the displaying number to be added directly. With this 9 displaying number would be added. So the class number will be as 821.009145. 145 mean for romanticism. Next example. Here we will add another concept, that is particular time. So collection of English romantic poetry only of 20th century. In that document the poetry has been collected and it is the romantic type of poetry, and that poetry belong only 20th century. So therefore the will appear as literature, language, form, then time, collection and specific feature will appear at last. So again we will find out the notation for different concepts. Here 800 mean for literature, 820 mean for English literature, then 820 plus dash 1 poetry. So we have to search and go to the table 3b. From there you will see dash 1 is equal to poetry. Then we need more number, we have to add time notation here. For time notation we have to see 820 plus dash 11 dash 19. This instruction, this notation can be obtained from table 3b. There it is written that dash 11 dash 19 mean for poetry of specific period. Here is one instruction. Add to base number dash 1 notation from period table for the specific literature in 810-890, where under 820 class we will find 19 mean for 1900 to 1999, that is mean for 20th century. It is printed under the class number 820 means English literature. For each literature, there is a particular time schedule. So, from this period schedule, we have to collect the number for that literature, for that language. So, here 820 plus dash 1119 means specific period. First one mean for poetry. First one mean for poetry, and after poetry the time notation to be added. That's why instead add to number 1 notation from period table for this specific literature 8102 890, where we find 91 mean for 20th century. So again we will add this number as 820 plus dash 1 mean for poetry. With this poetry number 91 to be added. So the concept will as 20th century, poetry, English and literature. There is another instruction in the same area, that then add the number following dash 10 in notation 10012 to 1009 from this table, where we find that dash 1008 mean for collection of literary text. So there is another add note under 1008 012 1008 09 as add to base number dash 10080 notation 1 to 9 from table 3C, where 145 is romanticism. Then dash 145 to be added with the number 080. Then we have to write 820 plus dash 1 plus 91 plus 080 plus dash 145. So concept will be as romanticism, collection, 20th century, poetry, English, literature. So we have to think in such a way that if the problem is set in such a way that it is an English literature and its form is poetry, the kind of poetry is romantic and it is of 20th century, then we have to add the class number as, and we have to add the number if it displaying the romantic number is there. So therefore romantic number to be added. So the facet will appear as literature, language, form, time, collection, then specific feature. So accordingly we will get the number for criticism as 821.91080,145. Now we will take another example as collection of English lyric poetry of 20th century. Here lyric is not the special feature, it is a kind of poetry. So for this situation the class number to be classified as literature, language, form, then time, then collection, then specific feature. Not special feature, it is specific feature. So here 800 literature, then 820 English literature, then 820 plus 104, it is the lyric poetry. In this lyric poetry there is asterisk sign. So accordingly we will go to the lower margin and we will find that add as instructed under 102 107, where 0801 to 0809 mean for specific period. Under this number instruction is that add to 080. We have to add anything to only 080 notation from period table. Where you will get that time? For specific periods. Accordingly we have to go to the English literature. There we have to see the time schedule and the notation from this time schedule we have to collect and add to 080. So there we will see 91 mean for for 1100 to 1999, that means 20th century. So now the notations to be added as 820 plus dash 104 plus 080 plus 91. That means 91 mean for time, 800 mean for collection, 104 means a kind of poetry, that is lyric poetry, and before that 820 or particular language literature will come, that is 820 English literature appear. So class number would be 821.0408091. Now we will obtain another thing, that is criticism of English lyric poetry describing romanticism. Here specific feature is given. The notation will be as 800 literature, 820 English literature, 820 plus dash 104 lyric poetry. Under this, add as instructed under 102 to 107, where 019-099 literature displaying specific features. Add to 09 notation 1-9 from table 3C, where -15 mean for romanticism. So now we have to add as 820 plus -104 plus 09 plus -145. The notation coming as, concepts coming as romanticism, then 09 criticism, then a special kind of poetry, that is lyric poetry, then 820 English literature. So class number would be 821.0409145. Next example, collection of English lyric poetry displaying romanticism. Here the faceted structure can be analyzed as literature, language, form, time, collection and specific feature. So you will search this number. 800 mean for literature, 820 is English literature, then particular kind of poetry, that is lyric poetry. So lyric poetry number is -104. The lyric poetry, there is asterisk sign. So we will go to the lower margin. There you will find add as instructed under -102-10, where we find that 081 to 089 literature displaying specific feature. Then again instruction under over this, that add to 08 notation 1 to 9 from table 3C, where -145 mean for romanticism. So this romanticism number to be added with only 08. So the part notation will be as 820 plus -104 plus 08 plus -145. Here the concept coming as 145 last digit mean for romanticism. Before that 08, it is mean for collection. Before that it is a lyric poetry, a special kind of poetry, lyric poetry. Then it is collection, then English literature 820. So class number will be 821.0408145. So next thing is that criticism of English poetry of 20th century. Here the 20th century number is extra added, time notation would be added over here. So literature, language, form, then criticism. Then criticism will appear. So here you will see, and then time will also be appear. Time, this time. So if we see that 800 literature, 820 English literature, then 820 plus dash 104 lyric poetry table 3b. Here instruction is given as add as instructed under 102 to 107, where 0901 to 0909 literature displaying specific feature. Add to 090 notation from period table of specific literature, where 91 mean for 1900 to 199 means 20th century. Then this 20th century number to be added with 090 criticism number. So part number will be as 820 plus dash 104 plus 090 plus 91. So number will be as 91 mean for last digit, 91 mean for 20th century. Then before that 090 mean for criticism, and before that it is lyric poetry, and before that it is the English literature. So class number will be added by adding these all numbers. So 821.0409091. Here criticism of English lyric poetry of 20th century. Similarly, this will be resemblance will be obtained from this collection of English poetry of 20th century. Here the same number will appear. 8 mean for literature, 2 mean for English, then 104. This 104 mean for lyric, then 080 mean for collection, and then last 91 mean for 20th century, mean for 20th century. And in case of criticism, the number will be same, only it will be 090. For collection 080, for criticism 20th century, for criticism 20th century it would be 09091. The difference is such. So in that way we have to prepare the class number for 800 class. Here different concepts are added and different facets are given. So now the number will be collected from either from main schedule or a table, and thereafter the whole class number can be obtained.